Silly me, I didn't have my microphone on. Hello! Hello. Hello. How are we doing today? I'm doing pretty okay myself. I got some progress done on my shawl last night, which was great. I worked a little bit more after I initially had gone live, and we got all the way through row 5, I think is where I'm at now, or through row 5. Where I've ended off. Yeah. At, I believe, 119 stitches. So I think because I had some issues with it last night after I went live again. And so I ended up having to go all the way back to my lifeline that was on row 3. And off stream, I repeated the original for short rows and some other parts of it. And so if I'm not mistaken, I should have either 119 or 123 needles on this, or stitches on these needles. So I'm gonna do a quick count and that'll tell me where I'm at, but I'm pretty sure I'm on row 5's short rows. Like, I'm pretty sure, because it should have been these middle two that had make 2 lefts in it. And I do see make 2 lefts. And that means that there should be make 2 rights over here. And there are. Make 2 rights, make 1 left. So, you know, that tells me I should have probably 123 stitches, and I should be right on row 5-1 for the short rows. So I'm going to take a quick count of that. That didn't look right, so let me count that again. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19. Well, I got 40 total if there's 20 on this side, that one. 20, perfect. 40 on each side of that, plus 3 stitches in the middle. That's 123. I'm at the beginning of the short rows. So I do know right where I'm at. With that being said, we can get started finally. Okay, so that should technically be the end of row 6. So I think I should be on row 7. I should have a... Oh, I'm so sorry. I had 123. Yeah, and I just did all those short rows. Because I had just done my make 2 left. Yeah, and those were in the right places. Yes, so now I'm on to here with 123 stitches, if I'm not mistaken. 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. No, yeah, I have 123 stitches still. Perfect. So I'm on to row 7. Which it looks like is business as usual until the final 2 feathers, which are going to be our big increases. So the inner 4 feathers, I guess, technically, this time around. Hello, hello, welcome in on Twitch. I see I got a couple viewers. I know you guys are a little bit quiet. Feel free to chat. How are you doing today? I hope good. Did you bring a project to work on? Let me know. Jesus, our dog is going crazy upstairs. What is that all about? think these were like just tension issues that I had. That's okay. Message count should be 127 after we do all these short rows. So now we just do the same short row repeat, which is go over 4, go over 2, go over 4, go over 2. It's not that bad. It says I have a new message, but it's not showing me my new message. Oh no. Hi, Demon. Oh my gosh, 10:21. You said something 20 minutes ago? And it didn't. I hate this chat that I'm using. I'm gonna move this. Hi, Demon. I'm sorry. I'm using a new thing to manage my chat, and it didn't show your message. The chat came in, and then it never updated. It just scrolled the page instead of scrolling the chat. It scrolled the actual web page that it loads the chat on. I'm so sorry. You'll probably never see this now. But I'm sorry I didn't acknowledge you. Forgot I gotta do this. Hi, demon. Oh my gosh. Just playing cemetery. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. That's a good idea. Take your knitting with you and stuff. I'm glad that you're okay. I'm sorry I didn't hear you. Or not hear you, but I didn't see your message. It just, again, it didn't load up. Hopefully the weather isn't too bad where you are. It's kind of miserable where we are, honestly. It's just not a, it's not a pretty new year this year. Did I do that right? Yeah, I wrapped and turned, and then I knit two together. You knit. It's weird how that happens, but okay. Oh. Honestly, I don't blame you. It's quiet. I used to hang out at the cemetery over by my high school because it's where people would leave me alone. You could just like, if you were walking through it, it was a common shortcut a lot of people used to get home. But I found like there was small buildings you could just sit by, and thankfully nobody would bug me. That was not the right stitch to do there. That was backwards. It's fair to each their own. hope you know why you're down there. Otherwise, you might have a couple adults you might want to contact about what was being done to you. I just don't buy into superstitious or occult crap. Sorry, I'm just not one for organized religion or ghosts or spoopy stuff. Just not a thing I believe in. Man is a terrifying enough monster to have fabricated enough issues for there to be the idea of extraplanar creatures intervening. I feel like anybody that's saying stuff like that, especially to a child, is just trying to grasp at straws for answers to questions that they don't want to bother to have to come up with answers for themselves. Because it'd be too terrifying to have to face reality. It's all that organized religion is for, distracting you from having to think for yourself. It's the whole concept behind it. Hey Mirror, it's going. So after last night's stream where I had picked up and tried to continue on, I ended up having to frog, as you know, and so I frogged all the way back to where I had my lifeline, and was able to get all the way back up through to row 5 to where I had basically ended the first stream yesterday, and that's where I picked up today. Now I'm working across and just doing some of the short row shaping. How are you doing? Did you bring in a project, or you recast on the sweater and then you wrote? I have totally done that before, just because it was necessary, you know? If that's what it takes to manage your stitch count, that's what it takes. I was thinking about going through... I really love doing final stitch counts on projects. Shawls, it can be a little annoying because they grow at different rates and everything, but I was thinking about going through and mapping out how many stitches I was going to do for this shawl. I'm hearable quiet, but okay. Is that better? And I can turn the music down like that a little bit if I need to. The reason why I do have a microphone that's a little bit of ways away from me. It's like I'm literally touching it right now, just about with the tip of my finger. But it's meant for this application. Might just been a little quiet. There we go. Sorry about the ad break. That was like oddly timed. Mirror, I do have my microphone a little bit of ways away from me. It should be better now. Let me know if it's better. A little easier to hear me. I can turn down the music too if you want, because I'm listening to it through speakers, but I don't need it super loud. I mostly have it turned up so that it can be heard through the microphone, actually. I have also the music as just a straight up source in the stream. So if we really need it, I could turn it on in there. And that would just be as easy as going like this. The music is fine? All good? Okay. Okay, I'll move this back then. Good news too is it looks like Instagram isn't doing what it did yesterday, which is where it like froze up on me randomly. this will tell me. No, I'm clearly going till the 4th. Oh no, my whole Twitch web page crashed on me. Is it very not cold where I am? It's cold where I am. Oh yeah, it's pretty cold out here today. It's pretty miserable. I'm looking. I'm down in a basement now. We've kind of moved my studio, and I've got like one window that goes outside, and I can just barely like see the sky. I think the weirdest thing is, though, the placement of the window. I don't really get to see, like, the sky. I see, like, the color of the day. It's really interesting. It's really green and tan. Like, the air is, like, green tinted and tan with a little bit of blue and beige in it. And so it's a really, like, good day. Oh, they're just doing their job. They got to keep, making sure nobody's messing with things that they shouldn't be. People go and do all sorts of things to graveyards, and I like to remind people that you're not being enforced because they think you're a threat. That you're being enforced because people in the past have proven to be threats to the space. You are never being policed because of your actions, usually. You're being policed because of the actions of people before you. I shouldn't use the word policed, but... that was a really big thing to have to teach, like, my mom, I remember. Because she used to get upset at, like... She would be somewhere, and she would, like, light a cigarette, and she'd be indoors still, or she'd, or something like that, and she'd yell that you have to go outside 20 feet away from the building or whatnot, and she's like, I just don't get why we have to do that. You have to do that because people before you came, and they smoked indoors, and they got cancer, and we found out that's bad, and that you can get it from secondhand exposure, Mom. That's why. Believe it or not, you don't get to give people cancer against their will. You don't get to decide to do that for people. They found that that's unethical, and so she never wanted to get it, to be fair, so. The denial of, really. I remember when I, like, had a panic attack and I called my dad. Your mom used to have things like this. Very helpful, Father. Very helpful. Did you ever go to a doctor? Did you ever do anything about it? Or did you just tell her to go away? My mom, no. They gave... she was medicating herself, and not with anything from over the counter. And not from anything from a pharmacist. Wasn't it Xanax was the go-to into the 2000s as well? '90s, yeah. That's what I thought. Hey, yeah, it's like 2 inches plus 2 rows. Cool. Mom's like, why can't you go to the park? Will you feel? Just ask your mom if she'd rather have you be around a group of adult men or unsupervised by yourself in a cemetery. Which does she feel you're more in danger? More of a retrospective, yeah. Human sexuality now versus the... Oh, yeah. I think the idea of... I think I heard the best thing ever in terms of, like, shutting down somebody's idea that there is a gender binary, which is that you just simply ask them, do you think you're more manly than me? Do you think you can be more manly than me? Which to me, like, you know, I'm not the most masculine figure, so most guys go, well, of course, yeah. Like, and I'll even tell them, like, I think you're more manly than me. I think you're more of a man than I am. And they go, well, yeah. And I go, okay, so we agree that this is a spectrum then. Because if you can be more man than I am, there's flexibility within your one side of your spectrum. So you do understand it. You just don't want to acknowledge it. Oh! I know, right? Exactly. I'll allow that 3, don't worry. Yeah, no, it was... I heard that and I was, oh, that's so brilliant! I can't wait to use that on somebody. I think, so I had a really interesting concept too recently, Mirror, because you studied psychology. I think that consciousness lays at the intersection of cognitive thought and instinct. Because when you have really bad PTSD attacks, the cognitive function of your brain shuts off. And the cognitive function is what helps write things to like long and short-term memory and stuff, and your instinctive brain takes over and gets you through scenarios. And so I think that, like, all this time scientists are trying to figure out where does consciousness lay. Consciousness is just when instinct is intersected by cognitive thought. So an instinct tells you I have these needs and stuff and these carnal behaviors that can acquire those. And cognitive thought is your reasoning of this is the manageable way and accepted way within my society to do it. Because dogs have consciousness. We know they understand human speech. It's just... and in fact, up to 80%. And we've seen that dogs have had an increase in cognitive thought since they've been domesticated. And the only thing that changed since domesticating dogs is that we feed them cooked meat, which is exactly what scientists say led to our ability to speak and our ability to be where we are today as a species. So I've always wondered if are we making dogs smarter by feeding them human food? And B, is consciousness at the intersection of instinct and cognitive thought? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm stupid, and I'm willing to admit that. I'm an uneducated fuck, but like, that makes a little too much sense to me. We talk about that in dialectical behavioral therapy. It's the wise mind, the emotional, and the logical, the ego, and the cognitive. Yeah. I'm monogamous. I mean, I've got 3 partners. I can't speak to monogamy. I used to be a monogamist. I used to, like, we weren't gonna have an open relationship in any capacity, my primary and I. And he even asked for it initially, and I said no. So I think everybody is open to non-monogamy. I think it's being shown that you're not going to be abandoned. I think we have a huge issue with, like, people being abandoned in the US, and with the idea of, like, you can only love one person. And I think that the easiest thing that made it, or the thing that made it easiest on my partner, was that the second I realized I had feelings for my second partner, I told him immediately. It wasn't like I've been hiding this for weeks. It wasn't, even out. It was like seconds or minutes afterwards. I pulled the car over and I was like, I have feelings for this person, and we just had to come to terms with it and talk through it. Not stupid, solid theory. I mean, I'll take it. At least I don't sound 100% crazy. If somebody was like, no, you're fucking bonkers, I would just shut up and be like, oh, okay, well, I'm never saying that again. Absolutely kill to have my husband and I's mutual best friend in a relationship with us. As both my husband and the gentleman are fairly on the street. Oh. I mean, I think, again, the main thing that it was for my partner was just that, like, I accepted that I did have feelings for somebody else, and I admitted it to them. And I think it was telling him immediately that made it, like, 100 times easier. It wasn't like, I've been hiding this for weeks, I'm going behind your back. It was, I think I have an interest in doing this, but I don't want to lose you, and I love you very much, and I want to keep you in my life. We made it work, you know? We live together still. I have 3 partners now. Different 3 partners than when I first started streaming, actually. One of them is different. I totally forgot that I had a different 3rd partner when I started streaming. See, exactly, and a lot of people just get, like, ashamed when they start having feelings for other people, or, like, when they start thinking quote-unquote impure thoughts about people outside of their relationship. And it's just like, you know, you're the only one stressing out about that. And then you let it compound inside your head, and that's what makes, like, people get all itchy and twitchy, and then they start talking and indulging, and they think they can get away with it. I have many non-monogamous friends, you know, Shade. Yeah, I had nobody in my life that was non-monogamous until probably 2019, and it was only like mutual people that I had known, and I had heard about it, and then I was like, well, that's not for me. Then it was. I had to change my tune real quick. Problem is that I'm Demi. Yeah. I have this problem where anytime I try and make friends, people are like, I feel like you see through me. I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, everything will be fine, and you'll ask me what's wrong. And I'll be like, how does he know? I'm just like, well, I mean, some of us are just like that. Followed myself for years because of social pressure, especially my own house in the church. I stopped fighting myself. I don't like fighting myself. It's not fun. So I've just, anytime I start fighting myself, I just put my hands up and I take a breath and I walk away from it. Boom! That's row, technically 7 and 8 done. Because row 7 is everything up until this side's short rows, and then row 8 is the work across and then these short rows. So we're starting to come together. We got this feather's really, you can see, or these 2, I should say. These are individual feathers, so there's, I don't know how well that's showing up. Working across, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 feathers total. Maybe I just have big emotional intelligence. I've been told that since I was a kid, that I feel things incredibly intensely, and that I understand intelligence, or not intelligence, that I understand emotions very well. I've been told I was an emotionally intelligent child since I was probably like 6. My parents were very bad at lying to me. And every adult was very bad at lying to me, and it got very frustrating for them very quickly, and they didn't like it. And I never knew what to do back. Yeah, especially in business, because I feel like there's people that aren't getting listened to. Healthcare, especially in America, is like, of course, it's a hot topic. It's a big topic right now, and it's personal to me. I mean, I'm very heavily affected by the healthcare situation in America. I'm chronically ill. I've had issues for the past 2 years with my health, which is part of why I haven't been streaming as well. Like, I get it. I get why people are upset. Okay, I have been at this already for about an hour and a half, so I hope you guys don't mind. I am going to take a break because we are at row 9 and 10, which is the final part of section A, the feathers. We are just about done with our setup, and then we're going to start our transition into section B. Or, sorry, we're going to start section B, which is the transition, into section C, which is more feathers, which then has a section D transition. This pattern, guys, okay, this pattern, before you print it and everything, it's like 23 pages. 23 pages? I printed it out, double-sided. It's not bad. It's like 16, 17 now. But, oh my gosh. Section G. We're still section F. Right? This is all written. This is still just individual. This is one row. Or sorry. This is one row. Right here. Just this paragraph is one row of written instructions. Okay? She made a chart, which I can read now. This makes, or they made a chart, and this makes sense now to me, somewhat. The problem is that there are still sections that I get scared. In particular, I get scared trying to keep track of this. I probably should have printed this page separate so I could have had it to mark, looking back on it. I might come in with a pencil and do it really carefully, because I'm almost done with all that. I'm about to do B. But you see, sections A, C, E, and G, they're all exactly the same, thankfully. This is why this pattern is supposedly like something that you inevitably will be able to knit just from your intuition. Because in theory, all you have to look at, these just tell you wherever the make two left and the make two rights are in the increases. And then part of the chart shows you how many stitches are like on either side. And like staring at it now and really thinking about the way that this is knit and constructed, this makes a ton of sense. Am I going to use it? No. I'm going to suffer. But not until we're back from our break. So I will see you guys once I am back in a couple of moments here. Bye. Sorry about that, guys. I am back. Oh, that's not the right one. Ta-da! That's the right one. Don't think your sweater's there. What sweater are you doing? Yeah. What is the sweater pattern you're working on? Gotta make sure all my streams swapped over. Oh, that one did. That one did. Oh, that's from yesterday. Thank God. Instagram is either seriously behind. Oh yeah, my tab was just behind. That's what it is. Okay. But it is called Channel on Ravelry. Ooh. Let me look it up. Who's it by? There's a couple. There's Pam Allen, Julie Turgerman, Yelena M. Dasher. Oh, that one's pretty. Channel is apparently a very popular name for a sweater pattern. Oh, it's the one with the spirals on it? That's the one I was just looking at and was like, oh, that's beautiful. Looking back on the life I've had, I've made peace with the... Wait. 'Cause I made my peace with all the bad. Can't remember that line. I've been obsessed with The Outsiders recently. The musical that came out for it. And in case you guys didn't know, Tony Award-winning musical made from the book. And it's got this song in it called Stay Gold that I love so much. I have seen a pool of blood run crimson red. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure it'll look just fine here. Super behind. I'm pretty behind on them too. Thank you. I'm self-trained. So fun fact, actually, what I do outside of fiber arts is I want to be a performer. And I was gonna go to AMDA when I was younger, but I didn't because of reasons. But I love performing. I thought about doing that on Twitch instead, doing singing, but the problem is that when you sing, especially when you sing the music that I like to sing, which is a lot of Broadway stuff, I like to sing musical theater. I really love singing rock music as well. It's so hard on your voice, and I can do it in a healthy way, and I can maintain my tone and everything, and I'm fine with that. I just couldn't do that for like the 6 to 8 hours a day that people do. Can always do both. That's right, I could. I meant to snooze those. Oh, I couldn't, actually. It wouldn't let me. That was a short ad jail for you. Oh my gosh. Huh. I have a lot of intensity. Thank you. I mean, I'm an intense person. Is that what you're saying? Huh? Am I hard to be around? No, I really love performing. should just, maybe I'll do, like, if I ever get to the point of doing subathons or anything, I'll make subathon goals where I'll do songs on my ukulele. Oh, that resonance. That, like, that timbre that my voice, that vibrato, that, like, natural, loud, resonant timbre. Yeah, that resonance. I can control that, and it's really funny because we went and did an MRI of my face because I was going to get facial reconstructive surgery for reasons. And I ended up not getting the surgery because the doctor was like, you have a perfectly straight septum. I don't want to fuck with that. He said, and on top of that, and they looked at in my entire MRI, so up here at the front of my forehead is just this empty cavity, I guess. There's like, the bone has like grown to protect my brain, and then there's like an air pocket and it goes up into my sinuses, and I guess it's part of why I can do really high rocker belts. Like the Dream On! That stuff is like incredibly easy for me to do up at that register. That would be why. My body is built to do that kind of stuff. And so even when I'm like, I always struggled with people being like, you need to push your voice. And I was like, I really don't. It takes very little effort for me to be loud. Once upon a time, a soprano one long time. Yeah, I've hit higher notes too. I can go, oh my God. I have to show you this song. I don't care. I do not care if Twitch or YouTube copyright strikes or, you know, mutes this stream. You have to hear this. This is from a band which a lot of people don't like because apparently it's a bunch of Nepo babies, and I totally understand not wanting to support that, okay? I'm not saying that we should support Nepo babies, but this girl... Tell me what you want. Tell me what you want. Oh, that tone! Tell me what you need! Top 10 ways that you hate me! This is how I want to start, like, every stream. This music I just want to move to it. Ah! So good. Okay. I'm done gushing. I love Lawrence. I love them. I just recently found them. Totally unoriginal opinion. They're amazing. It's a bop. Never heard of this before. Nepo babies. Nepo babies is like nepotism babies. So it's people that got put into positions because of nepotism. So Clyde Lawrence, who is that girl's brother, has been writing music professionally, I guess, since he was 5. He wrote the theme song to some show, and his dad is a movie producer or something. But they totally like rich kids that had money and took music lessons and were very musically gifted and were allowed to chase that passion kind of thing. So a bunch of people are like not wanting to support them because of that, and then I'm over here like, but they make good music. I mean, good music. Don't get me wrong, it is 100% appropriating a lot of cultures, musics, and a lot of music traditions that, you know, it's a lot of R&B and hip hop like reshaped with a white person's perspective on it. That's the only way I could really think to put it. It's definitely draws a lot from like old school hip hop, and I love that though. I wish you could judge them on the talent regardless of if they're trained or not. See beef with appropriate. Yeah, I could see, and again, it's both the style of music they're doing, because they're doing like really deep South gospel style with like R&B and hip hop and pop. Oh, that's really loud. And so I get why some people don't like it because of that, and then some people don't like it because of the nepotism. I hate to say it, that's just good. I can hate somebody as much as I want. I can never hate somebody and say that they suck at something that they're good at. You could be my worst enemy, and I will be like, man, that fucker makes the best mojito. Since forever, unfortunately. Oh, yeah. I'd say pretty unfortunately, you know, considering what we do with it. But yeah, tell me what you need. Oh, I love that note. Taking it up to the higher one is, ooh, it's hard, but that's the kind of stuff I love to sing. And if I could sing anything, it'd be music like that. BuzzFeed top 10 ways that you hate me. Don't ever call and go crazy, believe me. That is so catchy. Maybe I'll send them an Instagram message. Can I start all of my live streams with this song, Pretty Please? I want to dance to it and not get copyright striked. Eminem in particular, he has a singular way of pronunciation to rhyme. From what I understand, he basically just took like the kitchen sink approach in his own words, which was like he just doesn't consider anything. It's like Jacob Collier is like the master of making sure that every note sounds like it was intended to be in the song. And Eminem is kind of like that, I feel, with syllables. In the way that he does exactly what the guy who played Dr. Cox in Scrubs does, where he can take any word and make it as many syllables as he wants. He can really stretch things out and stuff like that, and his ability to think quick and do that. Oh. See, but I don't like rap music. I don't like a lot of, in particular, I don't like that a lot of rap music is about is it about either not being happy, or is about, at least in my experience of what I've been shown from rap music, a lot of it is about being upset at something or a system or something. And I understand that, but because I understand the background of that music and what the message it's totally meant to send is, and I appreciate that, when I go to music, it's just not what I want to listen to, though. I just don't like rap music. I don't know. I've never found a rap song that I like in particular. Which is weird, though, because I feel like Lawrence is like rap-esque, but it's way more R&B. I haven't seen any of the Trolls movies. My partner, I have a friend who's in them, and I really just, I don't know. I love Anna Kendrick, so I could listen to her sing whenever, you know. I just don't know if I can listen to her do more covers after Pitch Perfect's, like 1, 2, and 3. So I have kids, or I'd never seen them. Yeah. See, and that's what else I've heard about them. Maybe I'll give them a shot. We just got done watching The 688. Was like our most recent movie we watched as a family, and it's so good. Seen a troll movie last year. Is it worth my time? Are the troll movies actual slap, or do they actually slap and I just don't know? Making popcorn, give me a take your time. thought they would be dumb. They're so darn smart. Oh, man. Who makes them? Is it DreamWorks? So a group wants to unite trolls to one type of music. Huh, that sounds like a really on the nose analogy that they're making with that movie. Think so? Okay. Yeah, I could see that from DreamWorks. Oh, Wild Robot was so good too, actually. DreamWorks, I think, did Wild Robot? I can't remember. If it was a different studio, I'm so sorry to them for not knowing who they are, but if you haven't seen The Wild Robot, you're doing yourself a disservice. You will cry. From like 2 minutes into the movie, you'll cry. And you won't stop crying. And you never stop crying. And that's the whole movie. It's great. It's amazing. Beautiful movie. Huh, I just realized I wasn't paying attention, and I have been doing this so incorrectly that I have to go all the way back to the beginning of this row because I didn't read my instructions. I started just knitting like I knew this pattern, like it was going to grow the same way, and I had to remember, oh wait, it doesn't do that. Main character finds out her history has lied. Oh, man. And the black music sort of says, history scrapbooks are glued, glittered, and written by the winners. Yeah. I mean, I think it was today or like yesterday I was reading some quote from a book that was the accusatory finger of a man will always fall on a woman. That was another thing that really resonated with me that I heard recently. That's definitely a deep message for them to send. They're really trying to acknowledge the history of the music industry and where it all came from, really. When I may have to give that movie a shot. Oh, my back hurts. It is incredibly rich like that. You don't need to see it first to watch second. Oh, wow. That's good to know. I mean, I'm glad to hear that children's content as well is resonating like that with adults, because I feel like we didn't have content that would... I never had content that resonated with me the way that content I'm seeing today resonates with me and moves me. And that's a shame, really, considering there were some great pieces that did move me in those ways. Like Toy Story, when I think of like a movie an older movie that moves me in a way that a modern movie moves me, I think of like Toy Story. Like the original Toy Story is heart-wrenching and amazing and beautiful and wonderful. It's a good movie. It is and was a cinematic masterpiece. It's not the most beautiful movie, don't get me wrong, but it's good and it moves you. And there weren't a lot of movies that made me feel things as deeply as like Toy Story did when I was a kid. And there's a lot more media. I think it really is, we're just seeing the algorithm has gotten so pinpointed, you know what I mean? They are so good at writing and knowing what is going to pull at the heartstrings of people, and getting those performances out of actors is so much easier. But I think that because we have media that is more emotionally involved from the audience side, we're ending up with more emotionally intelligent children. And you're starting to see some older movies really standing to you, kids movies like, yeah, the Lego movies are like masterpieces of animation. The Inside Out movies are both phenomenal, yeah. And I feel like a lot of the older generation is just struggling because the artistic part of the older generation that wasn't being emotionally handled really, probably, and was having to fend for themselves like most artists find ourselves having to do, went off to make things like Inside Out and Toy Story. And so these people understood what they were needing, and they understood what the next generation would need, and they ensured that we got it. And then the older generation can't understand why we're so outspoken emotionally at the same time. And it's like, well, we're raised in, our media makes us more emotionally aware of how we're supposed, of what feelings are and how to acknowledge them and how to handle them, that we just handle it differently. And we're at different levels on that aspect. And it's one of those things that if you don't experience it, you can't understand it. If you don't know what emotional regulation is, you don't know how to regulate your emotions. I have heard that what our parents need in their hearts is the kind of parenting they missed on giving us. Yeah, that I could really believe that. I had somebody get in an argument with me at my Thanksgiving that I went to because she was very adamant about she was like, well, you can never be ready to have a child, and so it doesn't make sense to plan for having one. And she said that people should be trying to have kids younger in life. And I was like, that makes absolutely no sense, because the younger you are in life, the less prepared you are to handle any major, let's just talk about financial crisis that hits you or anything. Yeah, you should only have kids if you want kids. And B, having kids means having a kid. It doesn't mean having the kid you want. Like, those are two different things. See, you didn't have kids till you're 30. We were talking about how, like, my generation isn't having kids and why. And I was like, well, we can't afford it, flat out. Just our generation. She's like, oh, no, it's you guys are focusing on this. And I said, no, we don't want to have kids because of this, but we just can't afford kids. And she got very adamant about the idea that, like, preparing for kids was nonsense. And she was like, it's something you can never be ready for. And if it's something you can never be ready for, how can there ever be such a thing as too little preparation for it? In theory, if you can never be ready for it, the only thing that time does do and gives you is more time to prepare for it. And especially if you can plan it in time when it's going to happen. Yeah, there are a lot of reasons younger generations are having, and they're all very valid. And the main valid one is they don't want to. Fine, don't have kids then. I have a friend, Emily, she fights constantly, all the time, apparently, with people about this, because she's been very vocal about not wanting children since she was like 15, 16. As long as I've known her, she's like, I'm never gonna be a mom. And everybody fights her on it. It's terrifying. Thank you so much. I get pizza. I hope you guys don't mind. I'm gonna eat on stream.
How dare you?
I think having kids when you can't afford them makes them miserable as well. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how the welfare system has been shaped in the eyes of the people to be a failure as a parent to need. When the whole idea is, I had a kid and, oh gosh, things got too expensive, I can't afford them. The welfare system initially was designed for you to be like, I lost my job or something, I can't take care of my kid, I need some help, somebody would foster your child, you could see your kid, you could be involved in their life, and there are still avenues to do that kind of stuff, but nowadays it's just a dumping ground for people that aren't educated in sexual education and end up having teenage pregnancies and give up their children for adoption, or even worse, just end up living off of our welfare system, which is not great. Like, I'm not saying that these people are bad for doing that. I understand that some of these people, that's their only option because of the way that their cards have played out. If you want to get married and have a partner, don't. If you want to have kids, or choose not to. But we tell our kids, if you want to get married or have a partner, or don't. I think you've typed that a little oddly, but I think I get what you're saying, which is basically you tell your kids that if they want to get married or they want to have a partner, they can, but they don't have to. And it's the same thing with kids. If they want to, they can, but they don't have to. It's their choice. Yeah, right? Yeah, exactly. You can't. I always ask boomers, I'm like, could you ever convince your parents to agree with you on anything? And they go, oh, no. And I go, that's how you act. Like, the exact way your parents acted when you would present them information, that's what you're doing. You're not taking it in. You're not acknowledging it. You're not thinking about how the world has changed. You're not thinking about different perspectives. You're going, my perspective, my way, I want. We are really, the American mindset is just selfish. And we live in a grift economy where everybody's trying to sell you their little version of snake oil. Honey's out here scalping affiliate, profits to the tune of millions of dollars from content creators, paying them from the fucking affiliate money that they're paying. They were paying affiliates from the money that they were scraping from those affiliates. That's so, oh my gosh, that's so underhanded. That is evil. That is nothing short of evil. And whatever is right for them. Yeah. Oh well, though, right? It's just because the world doesn't care about your feelings. It's not that we could change that or anything. It's not as if we're part of the world. I saw another funny thing that was like a Twitter post from somebody being like, what radicalized me? I don't know, bro. I heard to treat people how I wanted to be treated in kindergarten, and that was that. Yeah, parenting is difficult. I'm not saying parenting isn't hard. They blew past us and I went, bro, rude. You don't know what gender that person was based on how they look. That'd be a really hard moment to parent. But I would just say to the child in that moment, I'm using bro in a gender neutral fashion. I would just tell that child that on the West Coast, we use dude for everything. The sink is dude, the car is dude, you're dude, I'm dude, my boyfriend is dude, your girlfriend is dude. I would love my kid to call me out on misgendering somebody, potentially. I would love that. I would welcome that. I don't know in what world anybody would ever want to not be corrected about the way they're addressing somebody to make sure that it was proper. I don't know how anybody who's trans and gets in front of these Congress people and is being misgendered to, I don't know how they don't just start misgendering these congressmen. Like, if I was there, I'd be like, Miss, please. It's my turn to speak. Miss Congresswoman. I would 100% misgender somebody in Congress just to watch them get upset and to be like, that's the disrespect you're showing. Watch somebody misgender the Cheeto in charge one time and immediately end up in jail or something. Watch it happen. Is it good? No. It is Little Caesar's pizza. But it is pizza, so it gets the job done, you know? Oh, I wonder. gonna watch Wicked tonight. Ooh. Beer. Has fire crazy bread. The crazy bread is pretty good. We're from the Midwest though, so our Little Caesars isn't super amazing. That's something you gotta know. Little Caesars is really best on the West Coast, we have found. Which was really upsetting, because when we lived on the West Coast, it was really nice to be able to get a $6 dinner for 2 people, 3 people. That was nice. I do miss cheap food on the West Coast. I'm watching it because I'm not sure I can bring myself to cut off the intermission without being able to be. Oh, I'm so jealous. I haven't gotten to see any stage production of it. So you got to see Adina in it? When I did go to New York, I got to see, wow, I would have killed to see Adina. I got to see Billy Porter's final performance as Lola in Kinky Boots. That was legendary. If there's anything that ever pushed me to want to be a performer more, I think it was that night. Got your popcorn demon? Oh, I loved seeing Kinky Boots. I got to see it on Broadway. Billy Porter. It was so good. It was worth every penny. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is gonna be so much work for this shawl. I hope it's worth it. I hope I love this shawl. If I end up making this, and I end up not liking this and not wearing it, you ever hit that point on a project? Yeah, it would suck. I ended up, my first shawl I ever made got stolen somewhere. I think somebody just nabbed it. I had, like, set it down, yeah. I came back and it was just gone. If you end up hitting, you'd be absolutely shattered. What yarn did you go with to make it out of? Oh no. That's like my alpaca. That's like my Stephen West gloves that went missing. Cerise. Oh, yeah. That would have been cute. You know what I really want to do is, I think it's called thrumming. It's where you have like the really big pieces. I think it's just of, it's not even yarn. And but you knit it. It's like unspun yarn, and you knit it. Yeah, just the fiber. I want to do that. I think a thrumming project might have to be on the menu for this year. I'm gonna redo that because that didn't look great. There we go. That looks way better. I have some, roving, that's what it's called. I have roving for spinning myself. I just don't spin. I have a drop spindle. I was gonna get into it. And then I drop spindled for like an hour. And I was like, I don't like this because it hurts my arms. So I really want to try spinning on a wheel, but I don't want to buy a wheel to try spinning on one. And the auto spinners, those things terrify me because I don't know how do you control anything on that? Yeah, I've heard you can get wheels on Facebook Marketplace, and I live in an area where they're prevalent. Here, let me even check. It's where I get a lot of my music equipment, actually. Not gonna lie. Wow, for example, somebody's selling a Hairball Audio 1176 clone for less than $1,000. That's actually amazing. Yeah, here's some for like $35. Here's one for $900. To be fair, it's huge. Oh, it's not even a real spinning wheel. It's a decorative spinning wheel. That's what I hate, when you find like decorative ones. You know what I mean? There's a Spinners and Weavers Guild near me. I live very close to a weaving metropolis. And I know that for a fact. Yeah, everybody still wants... The problem is that wheels have resale value, and so all the ones that are actually like worth picking up are like $300 to $500 in my area, because out here people actually spin where I live. So even on Facebook Marketplace, they're $250, $300. Get an older traditional wheel. See, there's a lot of the big ones that have that, but when I take a look at them, they're not meant for actually spinning. They're decorative. They don't actually have the pulley to run between. Yeah, a new wheel's easy 1,000. Yeah, I'm aware how much they go for. At the same time, I don't think I want to spend $500. Mm-hmm. Seeing if they need a big 70-inch drive band, you either have to make one out of elastic, leather, or you have to find one. I guess there's probably rubber ones out there too, but... Cotton yarn, I could see that. I'd be worried about it slipping though still. Take your time. You don't have to subscribe. It's fine. I'm sorry about all the ad breaks. I hit affiliate so fast on my stream, and things were going so good, and then my parents had to ruin it and make me not want to stream for a long time. And so now I have ads. Yeah, it definitely can get annoying. I understand. Two left. Oh, that wasn't the right stitch to do that on. That is the right stitch to do that on. Oh, oops, I did that wrong, actually. I had it right the first time. It is knit. Slip with it in the front. Knit. And this. There we go. Whew. Big increase row here. I'm really hoping I end up with the right number of stitches at the end. I'm sorry if I am going really quiet. I definitely want to make sure I do this one right. We're adding 24 stitches this row. And welcome in. I see we do apparently have some viewers that are lurking. That's totally fine. Welcome on in. My name's Josh, ChaiFox Creations. We chill, we knit. That's about it. If you want to follow, go ahead. If you want to tell me what you're working on in the chat, I'd love to know. I just realized I don't even have my YouTube chat up. Oh no. If there's been people on YouTube that have been talking to me at all, I'm so sorry. Well, there hasn't been. Good. Lurkers are the backbone of Twitch, to be honest. They really are. I bet you lurkers make the most ad revenue for Twitch. Or they bring in the most sub money. I usually just lurk in Twitch chats. I don't know. Occasionally in Tyler Oakley's streams, I'll go and play Fortnite. I don't think I've actually paid for a subscription in that channel though, because it just keeps getting gifted to me every time it runs out. Like the day it runs out, somebody will gift me one. Should be cleaning and organizing? Nah. Nobody has to clean and organize while they have projects on Needles. How can anybody expect you to want to clean and knit if you have a project on Needles? That has to get worked on. I think the hardest part about yesterday was stopping my stream. I literally started it later on in the night because it was like I didn't want to put this down. I had to stop streaming because I had to go pick up my partner from work. Oh, then you definitely should. I'm gonna shame you. You should clean. That way you can spin. I don't know why I purled two together there when the instruction is very much knit two together. No, it's not. The instruction is purl one. What am I on about? Switch that back to that. Put those two together. Should be doing things. Ooh, that's no fun, mirror. I'm really bad about cleaning, actually. I'm just not a very, I don't know. Chores were used as a punishment a lot in my household, and I don't think that taught me that these are something that we do just to get by in life and to maintain our status of living. And so whenever I'm cleaning, it feels like I'm being punished now. It's like I'm just trying to survive, and I feel like I'm punishing myself. And it doesn't feel good, and it makes it really hard to want to clean. I wasn't taught organizing either, but I've come to find out that if I really want something organized, I will develop a system to organize it. This is proof of that, if nothing else. They're organized by shape and size. Those are stitch markers. They have no reason to really be organized as much as they are, but they are organized by shape and size. And the only reason they're not by color is because I didn't have enough compartments to do each one individually by color. So, I don't have a problem with organization. I have a problem with wanting to clean and organize. I'm getting motivated to do that. Because I also don't find benefits in a clean space. That's something else. A lot of people are like, I find it's so much better to work in a clean environment for me. And no, I need a little goblin chaos in my life. I need things to be a little disorganized because I need things to be where I can reach for them when I need them. And I feel like a good shop has all of your tools at your reach whenever you need them. In theory, if I did this right, I should have 139 stitches, right? That's what this thing says. Okay. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 223. I have 129 stitches. $139, so I'm missing 10. Well, there's one that's missing. There's two that's missing. There's... Oh, wait, sorry, no. Oh, that's right, these ones are on this side. One. I'm gonna count again. I'll count again. I could have miscounted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 41, 42, 43, plus a stitch. 43 times 3 is 120 plus 9. I have 130 stitches, actually. The good news is it's only one row that I have to pull out. Because I'm on the increase row, so it's like, this is the row that messed up. I know I had the right number of stitches going in. I verified that. I'll even double check it just to make sure again. And I'm gonna fully reset up the rows. I'm gonna retwist every stitch back to its original position. I'm gonna pull out all my increases. 1, 2. just go back to the beginning of the row. We'll do it right. Yeah, my parents did the contradicting thing where it was like they would teach me a way to do dishes, and then all of a sudden that wasn't the right way to do dishes, and I was getting yelled at for doing it that way. And I was like, well, okay. I had a mom that was a really bad narcissist, though, and a dad that was a really bad narcissist. And they really don't like when you can call them on their gaslighting. I think that the only thing I ever had to tell my dad was a situation did not go the way that you said it did, just because you said it did. What do you mean? I was not screaming and yelling at you just because you said I was screaming and yelling at you. If you would like to remember back to that situation, I was talking like this, and you were yelling at me, your child. Well, you're talking back. Again, your brain's jumping to justify something that, like, really the justification here is you shouldn't be yelling at a child that's not yelling at you. Take a breath. Do not feel good today. That's what parents do. My dad's on timeout because he doesn't want to apologize. He really didn't like when I was like, Dad, I'm almost 30, so I'm just going to tell you this. I don't have to have you in my life. I've made it fine without you. I will continue to be fine without you. When you want to apologize is when you will be welcome back. Goodbye. And I hung up. I have not talked to him since. He'll go to his grave not talking to me out of spite. Just because he'll want me to feel bad. I won't feel bad. I feel bad for him. But I don't feel bad about about the boundaries I've set. I don't do that. I just ignore conflict. Anybody who purposely tries to bring conflict into their life or start arguments or anything like that, you're asking for it. people want to act like that, I go, oh, that's really cool. And I walk away. Or I ignore them. I don't need decisive people in my life. I don't need people that want to stir up arguments and talk about radical ideas all the time. Life is explosive enough. I don't need it in my day-to-day. We had a person, it was like a friend of a friend that I got introduced to kind of thing. So my friend meets this realtor person, we get introduced, right, and we become friends. And so she starts this business where she's doing a photography studio. And I'm a photographer. So she has this ticketed event that costs a couple $100s to go to. So to support her new business, I show up and I buy a ticket. Mind you, I buy a ticket, full price, no discount, $250. I show up, I do the event, I even let her use my pictures for promo. You know, all that stuff. It was fun. She turned around and shit-talked me. Was talking about how I was bad-mouthing her and all this stuff, and she was trying to get the friend that, like, introduced us to cut me out of her life and stuff. And I just told my friend, I was like, hey, you do whatever you feel like you need to do. But I cannot be around this individual anymore. And I'm not gonna be. Surprise, surprise, we haven't heard from her since. I mean, I've heard from my friend. I shouldn't say I have heard from my friend. We haven't heard from the really bad person that came in and was blowing things up. We have watched her marriage fall apart on Facebook, though. Which is like both sad, but also you ever see two people together and you're like, you are both so bad for each other. Like, it's just neither one of them is happy except like in a social media post. Like, those just absolutely miserable relationships where they think they have to be upset all the time with their partner. Almost done tinking my row. So in theory, I should have 127 stitches, if I'm not mistaken. I should have 49 groups of 3. Sorry, 43 groups of 3. No, 49, right? No. 40 would be 120. 43 times 3 would be 129. Ugh, so it's going to be 42 in a stitch. Oh, that would be why. That's one reason why. Hi, Sam. I was just talking about you. Hi, Parker. Oh, my wallet is right over there. Yeah, sorry.
Where's it at?
on the 3D printer.
I will be back with your dinner.
Thank you so much. I love you.
Love you.
Not, oh no, it was, we were talking about it that shall not be named that came into our lives and was trying to tell you that you had to get rid of me. Because I was talking about how when people like that come into my life, I just kind of go, I'm not putting up with this. I don't need this in my life, and I just cut them out. Oh, fuck that first. Yeah, see? I like to remind people that the most vile acts that you've ever heard of being committed are committed by other humans, and that every human has the potential to commit just as vile of an act, if not worse. We are all monkeys flying around on a rock at thousands of miles per hour, and we still can't even figure out how to get along, let alone colonize other rocks. $42. So I have 122 stitches on my needles now. And I know I had 123, which means that at some point I must have dropped one. Let me recount. What am I making? The real stupid thing that they had any since. They really were. We're doing this, Sam. We finally started it. It's the Wingspan shawl. It's 23-page PDF. These are the written instructions. This is a row, just this little paragraph right here. We're still in the written instructions. We're still in the, it's the only pattern I've felt the need to spiral bound. So, here we are. And it's not going well, I'm not gonna lie. Every single time that I sit down and I stream myself knitting, it's like it goes wrong. I've met someone like that before. We had my dad cause a bunch of issues in my house after he moved in, so we kicked him out. Well, and he gets back to Washington, and he was like, hey, I need $500. Excuse me? And, like, he didn't ask for it here. He waited until he was in Washington to ask. And oh, people are wild? I told him if you had the grapes to ask me in person, I would have given it to you. He did not like that. He never would. Oh yeah, apparently he has not healed well from his stroke either. His speech and stuff is still gone. because he didn't get into his... To be fair, his stroke could have been prevented. He was having it on Tuesday. He didn't go to the hospital till Thursday. If you can get there within 2 hours of it, typically they can do something. Usually within 12 hours they can do something, but he wouldn't even go to the hospital for like 2 days. And he was going around, idiot. It's sad. My dad is not the person... My dad is a shell of who he used to be. My dad used to be a really intelligent person that I liked to talk to, and that, you know, we didn't have a great relationship when I lived with him. But ever since, like, I had separated from him, we had a really good relationship. And then he had his stroke, and he lost his independence, and he didn't want to go to his therapies to get better, and his independence just kept going away because he wasn't doing what he had to take care of himself, and I really lost my dad. And it sucks to have to accept that, but probably hasn't and won't learn from... He can't. He's missing a third of his brain. I mean, he literally, like... He can't comprehend it. Like, it's beyond his capability to do that. I'm gonna snooze my ad break that's coming up. It's sad, but it's reality, and we move forward. I think the real shame is that I have to be aware of it. And, like, my family blames me for him being how he is. When I couldn't get him to go to... He wouldn't want to go to a doctor if you tried to get him to go to one. My aunt complained about having to show up to the hospital to like be there for her brother when we were arranging to get him. Like, she was like, well, I've been at the hospital with him like every day. Yeah, I'd hope so. You're his closest living relative. You are all he has. Like, I live halfway across the country. I'd hope you were there every day. Amber, I hope you see this. I would hope you were at that hospital every day and that you wouldn't complain one day about it. You'd be like, oh, thank God my brother's alive. Anything else is unacceptable. Ugh. I lost count. I don't know how I lost count. You're not to blame, families. We don't need... No, exactly. Yeah, I tried to help him. Nothing you can do. But yeah, reasons I say family isn't blood and blood isn't family, yeah. It's fine. No child left behind was a lot to ask of any government. I'm not surprised that some of my family members fell through the cracks. I have 122 stitches. I'm missing a stitch. So somewhere along the line, I must have dropped like a stitch or something. Oh, that's frustrating. Sorry, That's my favorite line to go to lately. No child left behind was a lot to ask of any government, especially the American one. Ah, there it was, I think. I think we found where the mistake was. Okay, I might be able to fix this. Hang on a sec. I haven't seen that. I haven't watched Family Guy in a long time, though. Ads are going to start here in a minute. I do apologize. I can't snooze them or anything. But it'll be just a moment while they are running. Am I going to stretch my legs? Ooh, it is 1 o'clock, and the last time I stretched was 11:30. So I'm probably going to stretch my legs with this ad break. So I hope you guys will be here when I get back. It should just be a few moments. And when we're back, we'll take another stitch count. And if it's wrong, we'll cry together. Because, oh my God. I'm not ready for this. I'm back. I'm sorry. It took me time. My partner came home. I'm back from Be Right Back. That should be the right button. I'm sorry. Whew. That took a minute. I had to. It looked like I had something on me, but I guess it was my hand. I had to get a drink. You know. Hello, hello. Now I gotta recount my stitches. So that time I came up at 121 stitches. So I came up 1 stitch shorter this time. Again, I'm going to count. 4. 14, 15, 17, 18. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, yeah, 40 plus 1 stitch. I have 121 stitches. So, and I did have the right stitch count at one point, which means I've totally dropped some stitches or something. I have to work backwards, which is a damn shame because I was doing really good. And the only issue I have with this pattern, it seems, is that if you drop a stitch, man, is it gone. You can't find them and pick it back up. I don't know if I'm going to work on this tomorrow, if I'm honest. Thank you for welcoming me back, everybody. I don't know if I'll work on this tomorrow. I might work on a different project. And once we get our stitch count fixed, I might even just set it down a little bit today. Just to take a break from it. And we might look at some other yarn that I have and talk about projects that I want to plan and do over here while I'm streaming. As well as other ideas, because I want to do like a book club or something, and I need other creators to get involved with that, because I can't do a book club on my own. I'm definitely just too small. But I'd love to talk about books to do that with, because I think a book club on Twitch is really necessary. Ooh, I guess I could reach out to my friend Trisha. How was work today, by the way, Sam? I hope good. Hope you're not getting in trouble watching me at work. I keep forgetting I have an Instagram stream open and stuff too that I probably should be trying to check the chat on. And oh my god, I'm so bad about it. It doesn't matter. Nobody's tuned in the whole time. So. Whoopee. Same to YouTube, thankfully. I've been streaming to multi-streaming, and I gotta say that I think Twitch might actually throw you lower in the categories if they think you're multi-streaming. I wonder if that's true. Definitely do it if you have a lower quality stream. Because I noticed that since I switched to 720/60, I don't get as many random viewers popping in. So I think I might need to go back to doing 1080/30 streams, which is fine. That's like a couple of buttons I push on my camera and boom, we're done. You know, reset up my scenes, but... Work is slow. Have you had any fun crafting lately, though, that you've gotten to do? Any fun sets of gear? Wi-Fi, so it would be too much. It would lag. Well, the good thing is that for Twitch, just so you know, I actually so for Twitch specifically, I encode multiple streams on my end. So I have enhanced Twitch broadcasting enabled. Now within OBS, they allow the creator to select the option to send out multiple quality streams. So I have that going. I can have that going no matter what and have a 720p stream open for you. Like, that's easy peasy. It's just about... Basically, I can't do 60 frames per second with my current camera, which I'd really like to do. I want 60 frame per second streams. I think we might just have to deal with the fact that I'm gonna do 30 frame streams, and when I go to like a 4K mirrorless or something for my project camera, that's when I'll worry about going to 60 frames. Got it shipped. Ooh, good. You have a show on the 11th? Well, good luck. I hope it all goes well. Hopefully you've got enough time to do it all. It's not like too much work, right? Sam, overcommitting yourself? Since when? It's fine, right? It's like the fun kind of overcommitment. Queen Anarchy does so. That's my friend Sam. They make wrestling gear. Yeah, same. I'm still trying to recover from 2023, Sam. I feel like my life has not stopped blowing up since 2023. Really, since the winter of 2021, my life hasn't stopped blowing up. Back to wanting to stream, are we? No, that'd be fun to see you stream again. Crab hit off main. Ooh. Well, that'll be good. Congratulations. At minimum. Minimum smoldering. It's not tasty if it's not smoldering. Five, six, seven. Oh. Ow. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yep, still at too few stitches. Stream sewing, not gaming. I mean, I'm just doing fiber arts and it's really fun. I enjoyed the maker community a lot when I was getting into it like 2-3 years ago, because it has actually been that long since I streamed. I really am sorry that I stopped doing it when I did. I had such good momentum going. I had really fun plans for content, and just, again, I got demotivated. It's really hard for me to want to go and do something I love when somebody has come in, like, really made a traumatic event of it. So. And it was pretty bad what had happened to me on stream. Thankfully, I was on my Be Right Back screen when it happened, but, like, yeah. Yeah, it's been that long. Well, if you have any questions about streaming, Sam, let me know. Of course, you always, you know, and not that I don't think you couldn't figure anything out. But if you ever questions about cameras or anything, or what equipment you might want, I'm always happy to help. Pick up sewing. Do it. Buy a sewing machine. Not an expensive one. Are there even good starter entry machines anymore on the market? There we go. Finally. Getting out of that tight section. Why was so tight there? $100 Walmart machine. I think the Singer Heavy, like, Austin has a Singer Heavy Duty, and it's okay, but man, I don't think you could do much more than, like, cottons on it, or, like, simple linens and t-shirt fabrics. I wouldn't want to do, like, a suit on it. I think that would be a really fun YouTube series. Put a professional atelier on, like, $100 Singer sewing machine, and put a like, hobbyist sewer on, like, a really high-end industrial. That'd be a really funny YouTube video, actually. That machine makes you cringe. Oh. For display, if you want a camera for like display, just go to Facebook Marketplace and buy like a not working camera, or you can go to eBay and just search like Canon camera 4 parts. If you put 4 parts on any eBay listing, you'll find that item but broken, and they're like $3. But they still look fine. I have too many cameras. Like, far too many cameras, actually. I own 3 different Polaroids, and none of them are modern ones. I have 4 film cameras. I have like 2 or 3 digital cameras. I have my GoPro. I've got webcams. I've got cameras at the wazoo in this house. It's too much. I need to really get rid of some stuff. I've thought about doing a studio clear out and like getting rid of a bunch of my old microphones and stuff too. But just like my older stuff, like my MXL and my Behringer. But my top-down rig, Sam, fun fact, this is all new. I built this myself, so this is just a PVC pipe that I put some like corners on, and it's kind of shaped like that. And I just bracketed it up to the bottom of my floor joists in my basement here, and I've got a little arm that holds my camera off of it. Cost me like $20. Yeah, for sure. I've even got my my ring light is hanging off of it. That's what's right here. You'll have to send pictures to the Discord when you finish it, Demon. Again, sorry if I'm quiet right now. I'm inspecting my knitting for mistakes while I tink backwards and try and get my stitch count back to where it's supposed to be. Make something from Victoria. I mean, if you've got a phone, you've got a camera. That's what I like to remind people. They make movies on iPhones nowadays. That is not a joke. Tag team guys won the tag champ. Nice. Ooh, congratulations. Does that mean they're taking tons of photos and like sending it around and such? Because they won, I imagine there's like promo photos that get taken of them and stuff, right? Oh yeah. Nice. We like that. We love that. We got more orders pouring in as a result, I imagine. Hopefully. $121 stitches. So I'm either up 2 or I'm down 2. Requested a new set of gear. Oh, perfect, perfect. Repeat clients are always going to be the best. Current phone is... Oh, no. Doesn't have space. You got to offload those, then. You can take the photos off the phone. They requested new gear, Matt. Yes and no. Oh. Read it back. Yeah, I'm mostly caught up. Now it's good. Dang. Sorry to hear that. Hopefully you'll be able to come back swinging, though. Did you have some deadlines get missed or something? I've never known you to miss a deadline, actually. I mean, you know, within reason. I've never known you to miss a deadline for anything within your control. Yeah, you should just be able to plug a USB plug into it, into a computer, and it'll ask you if you want to put them on the computer. If not, you can go to the file directory and navigate to it that way, in theory, depending on the phone. There's always Google. Remember, Google's your best friend. Oh yeah, we all have those moments, Sam, definitely. That's good, Sam. Glad to hear you're still working at it. And just know that, you know, I know that you have a couple of tools like that industrial zigzag machine. I know that intimidates you a bit, maybe, or I think it was something about the speed control Michael was saying you didn't like, but that'll really help you, too. That machine is, you know, and he would totally help you get it set up and into a running order so that you never have to mess with it. I know Michael would. Yep, you can just do it like that. Transfer photos from the phone onto your computer, or you can even, if you just, from the phone, you can just email them to yourself, and then boom, they're on your computer that way. And then you can just delete them off the phone. You missed a lot, oh. Yeah. I get that. Definitely been there. I forgot I had to send a message really quick, sorry. Yeah, you could do that. I mean, there's also digital storage. There's like Google Drive and stuff. There's online archiving. There's long-term storage archiving on your local network. It's whatever you want, whatever floats your boat with your data. For example, I am not a carry my data on me person. I am a store and own all of my own data on my local network kind of guy and archive it off network. Can't keep growing. Yeah, eventually, especially you're gonna hit. Not because of who you are or anything. I mean to say, I sneezed my ad break just so I could have a few minutes to say this. Just in particular with the type of work you do, it's so hands-on and it takes time and it's meticulous and we're talking bespoke garments. Like that kind of stuff just takes dedicated time to be able to give it your undivided attention. You need to be able to know that you can wake up the next day and have nothing to do but work on gear. You don't need a call that's like, we need you to come in. I'm fortunate enough to have partners that right now are floating me. While I try and be an actor and a singer and do a little bit of streaming and stuff. So I'm very fortunate to have wonderful, wonderful partners in my life. But I recognize that not everybody is as fortunate. I just had to poke my doctor about my blood results coming in for a test that he ordered because I haven't heard back from him in like over a week on it. This is my primary care physician who wants to talk to me about how I treated a member of his staff when, again, I just had to ping him because I haven't heard from him after getting my test results sent to his office a week ago. Do it. Go knit. Everybody should knit. Not like you got to worry about fireworks till later anyways. And I appreciate that. All right, we got ads gonna start in 3 minutes, just a heads up. Nothing I can do about them this time. I got one more snooze left in me for the whole stream. And I'm probably gonna use that around 2:30-ish. So we're gonna have one more of these ad breaks right now in 2:30. But make sure you guys are drinking water, stretching your legs. Don't just sit there. It's not good to sit for this long. Even I make sure I'm standing every once in a while. I do have amazing partners. I have the best partners. Oh no, at jail. Well, that would definitely be part of it, why I was having missing stitches. In theory, I think we got back to the right number. Plus 3. I'm at 123 stitches again. So let's see what this last row was. Bingo. That's where we went wrong. Right here. Back here, I don't have any of those made. But then I made up somewhere else. Interesting. So I have a whole other row I gotta rip out still. But that's okay. I do have the right number of stitches at the very least. So I might just take a small break from this project. My hands are kind of hurting as well, so I might just call it a little early today. Just because my hands, like I said, they're really hurting. For those who help me, I'm not technically a woman. That's true, your husband helps. Michael does help out. He sews. But I mean, you do a lot of the design work and the drafting and the patterning. Like you do the bulk of it. Ah! Got my phone. Oh my gosh, I actually have to use the bathroom. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna be right back because I have an ad break going. So I'll be right back. It's an emergency. Hey guys. So, yeah, I stepped away to go to the bathroom. I'm sorry, during that ad break. I had to, it was an emergency. I don't feel good, if I'm gonna be honest today. It hasn't been a feeling good day. That bathroom trip made it worse. All of the issues that I've been having have been gastrointestinal. And yeah, I just had a really not fun emergency trip to the bathroom. I don't feel good. I'm not gonna feel good for hours, and my body's gonna continue to wreak havoc on me for a couple of hours. I don't want to be on stream when I'm like that. I'm really sorry. I wanted to stream today until like 4. I'm not gonna make it that long. But thank you so much, Demon, for coming out. I'm sorry I didn't see your message at the beginning of the chat. Thank you so much for talking to me. Mirror as well, and Sam, thank you so much for showing up at the end here. I know you're at work, but I appreciate you tuning in when you did. I'm trying to stream Monday through Friday every day now. Like, we're trying to make that be the regular thing that happens. So if you want to share the stream around, or if you knew anybody that used to come and watch my streams, because we did used to average like 30 viewers, and that was really cool. I'd love to get back to that point, and have that community again. You know, that'd be really fun. And I have a bunch of community fun project ideas and some other stuff I want to get going this year. I'm really feeling good about streaming this year, and I want to do a lot. But right now, I'm gonna go feel better. If we need somebody, Sleeping Dragon right now is crafting, and so I think I might send you guys over to there because she's really cool. So thank you everybody for tuning in, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye. Yeah, we're gonna go raid Sleeping Luna Designs is where we're gonna go. So I hope you guys have a great time there, and I'll probably be hanging out a little bit. Bye-bye.